Hey everyone, give me just a moment. I'm hitting my last two devices here. Okay, there we go. Awesome. How's everybody doing? We are back. Our second go round for today. I love Mondays and Wednesdays. Getting to connect with you guys a couple times a day. That's good. Hey Mia, how are you, dear? Thank you for joining. So guys, let me do a quick introduction. Cece Fox, hey girl, hey, how are you? Thank you for joining us again. Big Man 000777. How's it going? How's everyone doing today? In Periscope land, Facebook land, and I'm also live on Instagram. I think I am, right? Glad to be here. Awesome. Glad to have you, Cece. So guys, before I get started, let me do a quick introduction for those who may join the broadcast. And this might have been a bad idea. I call myself getting some fresh air and raising my window, but it's giving me a lot of slack over here. We're gonna work our way through it though. Quick introduction for those of you who've never been in a live broadcast. Hey Renee, how are you, dear? Hey Christy, hey girl, hey. Who've never been in a live broadcast with me before, I am Tanya Wilson Cherry. I am a business consultant and certified life coach. I have a 20-plus year background in the beauty industry as a licensed cosmetologist and 10 years as a former salon owner. I help beauty industry professionals, hairstylists, and salon owners like yourself form working systems for their business that are relevant, right? That help take them to the next level. I help them gain new customers, maintain the ones they have, and profit for real in their business. Glad to see you on the broadcast, Renee. I appreciate you joining. Guys, I'm going to take care of a little house business. I'm going to mind my business. And as I'm doing that, if you don't mind, share the broadcast out. On Periscope, I believe you swipe up or right to share with your followers. And on Facebook, you can press the little share button on the left-hand side. If I say something that helps your life or helps your business throughout the broadcast, make sure to tap the screen for hearts to show love. And so guys, I wanted to let you guys know some of the resources and opportunities that I have for you, right, to either work with me or be in a class with me. And the first one I want to mention is the one that's coming up on this Monday. It's a free webinar, right? Did somebody say free? What is Facebook? It's Tanya Wilson Cherry. My business page is Tanya Wilson Cherry Renew Full Circle. So if you put my name in, both of those will come up. Both of those will come up. Thank you for asking. So guys, free webinar. Did somebody say free? Somebody put free? Yeah, put free in the comments. You're on the draw, Renee. Free webinar. I truly believe, and I know that is true. Okay, awesome. That you guys can pay your salon rent, salon suite rent, and salon booth rent without picking up a flat iron. And so I know that way is through retailing. One of the main things that we're overlooking in our industry, right, is retailing. You have the opportunity. The customer is right there. If they don't spend their money with you, they're going to spend it with someone. So inside the free webinar, I'm going to teach you effective ways to retail to your customers and give them the items that they actually need and that are actually going to be best for their hair. So that's a free webinar, guys. And then I'm going to teach you how to set strategic goals for your retailing. Yes, I'm going to teach you how to set strategic goals for your retailing so that they actually pay something, especially for those of you, especially but not exclusive, for those of you who are booth rent salon owners. Because if you'll be honest, if most booth rent salon owners will be honest, even if you have booth renters, by the time they pay their booth rent, you still find yourself paying out of pocket. Put a 1 in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. Even when your renters pay you, you can still find yourself paying out of pocket as a booth rent salon owner. And so guys, you have to be strategic. You have to have strategies, absolutely, and goals in place that will help you to maximize all of your efforts, right, without coming out of pocket. Because oftentimes as the booth rent salon owner, you may have a clientele before you actually open the salon, right? And then once you open the salon, you find yourself actually paying more money out of the income that you already had because of the extra expenses of the salon. So I want to teach you guys an effective way to retail, right? Up level your professionalism, and it's going to attract a whole nother type of clientele. So I'm going to teach that in the free webinar that's on Monday, and that link is bit.ly/retail and profits. bit.ly/retail and profit. And so there are several people who follow me who've already signed up. So guys, make sure you go and get your space, and you'll meet me online, right? You'll see me just like you see me now, and I'll be able to see you. And we'll talk about this thing, how to maximize that retail thing and pay our salon rent, salon booth rent, or salon suite rent without picking up the flat iron. The next thing that I want to offer to you guys is I have a private group on Facebook where I give of myself, I give of my experience and my expertise, and I refresh the group every 90 days, right? So I only take a limited amount of people, and they have access to me and the group members for 90 days. Well, this 90-day session ends around the end of March. So I am now allowing people to get on the waiting list to be into that group. You get bi-weekly free classes from me. You get about up to 70% off of any classes that I give outside of the group. You have an opportunity to network with other stylists, and then you get to ask me questions, right? Because consulting is something that I do for a living, right? It's not free. But it is a way, the group is a way for me to give back, right, in a small setting for people who see value in the group. And so for those of you who are interested in getting on that waiting list, the group is called Mind Your Business for the Beauty Industry, and that link is bit.ly/MYB waitlist2. MYB waitlist2. And when the group is over with, this 90 days is still in session, but when they're over with, you'll be the first to be on the list, because I only take a limited amount of people for 90 days. So there's two things for you guys. For those of you who have been following the 3D Success Mentorship and Branding Bootcamp for hairstylists and salon owners, unfortunately, the early bird offer ended on yesterday. But you guys still have several different ways that you can pay, and there is even an option to pay weekly, and it's only $50 to save your seat for that. So it's $50 to save your seat, and then weekly I think it's like $62. And so if maybe installments work better for, you know, where you are now or what you have going on, that opportunity is now available. Well, it was actually available before, but we were talking about the early bird special because that was a great opportunity to save. I think the course is $497 and the early bird was $197. So people had an opportunity to save about $300 for that course. But there are several different ways that you guys can still enroll in the class, and I want to give you guys this link. It's going to send you directly to the options page, and it's bit.ly/3D pay options. bit.ly/3D pay options, and that will give you guys some different ways that you can pay. You can also save by paying a one-time fee. That's up there as well. I think maybe a 2-payment option is also available for that. So you guys can go there. And for those of you who have no idea what 3D Success is, you can go to bit.ly/3D Success. bit.ly/3D Success, and take a look at the 8-week virtual boot camp that I've created for hairstylists and salon owners. It's a mentorship and branding boot camp. My mentor is going to help facilitate one of the classes during the 8 weeks, along with 3 other experts: marketing, branding, money, finances, growing your clientele. I mean, just tons of information. Each expert has over 24 years experience in the industry, like real experience, not any fluff, but real experience. So for those of you who didn't know what 3D Success is, you can take a look at that page at bit.ly/3D Success. And one more opportunity I get in my inbox often: how do I work with you one-on-one, Tanya? Is there a way that you can help me formulate a strategy for my business? Thanks for joining again, Christy. And you guys can go to bit.ly/workwithtanya. bit.ly/workwithtanya. So that's for those of you who want one-on-one strategy, right? You don't want me to be in a classroom. You want my full attention, and you need services now, right? I can't wait till 3D success. I'm ready now. And so, guys, that is it for the house business, minding my business on today. And we're going to get into content. Successful booth rent salon. Y'all tap the screen because I got some good stuff coming for you guys. So let me ask you guys a question, because we all know in a booth rental situation, the salon owner is, the booth renter is obligated to market for themselves, right? They're obligated to, they're running a whole separate business. So how many of you feel that it would be fair for the salon owner to market for the booth renter as well? If you feel it would be fair, put a 1 in the comments. If you think it just should never go down, the salon owner should never have to market for the booth renter, put a 2 in the comments. If you think they should, put a 1. If you think they should never have to do it, put a 2. Now legally, we know they're not obligated whatsoever. We know that the salon owner for a booth rental salon is not obligated at all to market. I see a 1 on Periscope. Not obligated at all to market for the booth renter. However, this is my take on this, and then I'm going to break it down and tell you guys why. One, a lot of salon owners are losing their renters to salon suite owners. That's one of the first reasons, right? And so I think about the business. Absolutely, it's about the business, guys. And what I find is that we have many salon owners who have booth rental situations who have taken the fact that there are separate businesses and forgotten that collectively, right, everyone achieves more. So you guys will hear me talk about team all the time. And so as a booth rent salon owner, this is my take, guys. Although they are not obligated, I think it would behoove them and the entire business to market for the entire salon. It doesn't mean they have to do extensive marketing, but I feel from time to time it should be inclusive for the people who work there. I've known situations, because I've been in the industry for 20 plus years. A lot of my friends are stylists, and so I've heard tons. If they succeed, I'm just going to end the broadcast right there. I'm just going to end the broadcast right there, because I think we're missing the point. I think that separatism or causes us to miss the big picture, right? Because I've had many, stylists as girlfriends who worked in booth rental situations where stuff went on. So I have plenty of content for that. But think about it like this, guys. Sometimes there are booth rental situations where the owner may be really busy and they get calls all the time and they're turning people down, and they never bother to ask anyone else in the salon, can they take the client? We all succeed. Yes, absolutely. Is that Rhonda? Who's that? Talonda. Yes, absolutely. And they never bother to ask the people that are working right under the roof that they're under, although they aren't working directly for them, but they never bother to ask them, are you available? Can you service the client? So you mean to tell me you would rather the money walk out of the building, out of the door, to a whole nother entity, because trust and believe the client is going to find someone to service them, right? And so if the owner is busy, now I understand this here. If you're going to give your client, as the owner, if you're going to give your client an opportunity to come to you on another day, that's the first thing that you do. The first thing that you do is you give them an opportunity to see you next week or on another day. But if none of your schedule is working for them, do you just let that client walk out the door and not allow the people who are helping you pay the bills? Right? You're not going to help them eat as well. So sometimes we have to shift our mindset, right? Because really, guys, at the end of the day, it's a collective effort. And the booth rental salons that are the most successful, their service money becomes your rent payment. I'm just, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. So you make your booth rentals hustle, looking sick, trying to pay you the booth rent, and you've let 20 clients, walk-in clients that you couldn't service, walk out of the building. So guys, we have to remember, even in a booth rental situation, because we're talking about running a successful booth rental salon, which is not the easiest thing to do, because I think the problem is this new era and competition, not realizing it's enough for all of us. Christy, oh my goodness. You know, I just got some great people following me. You hit it on the head, because the mentality, I don't understand it, right? Now remember, legally we're not obligated. If I'm a salon owner and I have booth rental chairs and I rent chairs out, I'm not obligated to market for you. I'm not obligated to give you a client, but I'd much rather, if I can't get to the people, to give them to the people that's in my building, right? That's helping this whole thing go down. I'd much rather give the client to them. And this is what it does. It creates a team effort without you guys having to own the business together. Because many people aren't making it because it's just a group of people working together instead of a team mentality. Listen, together, everyone achieves more. It's real. That's also your salon reputation. Okay, now we're going to get into this. We're running a successful booth rent salon. It's a hairstylist on every corner. What's so special about your team? Work always makes the dream work. Absolutely. Listen, there's a salon on every corner. As a booth rent owner, you have to find unique collective things that other booth rent owners are not doing, right? That is going to help you to maintain your booth renters, right? You want to help them eat as well if it's possible for you. Here are some things that you guys can add when you're looking for new renters, right? One of the things, you have to have some policies and procedures in place. You guys hear me? Somebody put policy and procedures in the comments. You have to have some policies and procedures in place, right? There needs to be a distinction about walk-ins, and there needs to be a clear understanding about everything, because it will eliminate problems later, right? So policies and procedures in place. And when I say in place, they need to be written down, right? Some of them need to be in the booth rent contract. Many people are bringing on renters into their establishment without interviewing them, and I think they think because the person works for themselves, they don't really have to do a full-on interview with them. But guys, I promise you, whatever the new booth renter does is going to affect the entire salon. When something goes wrong with the customer and they go to tell someone else, the first thing they say, they rarely say the person that did their hair first. They usually say where they got the service done. That's the first thing they normally say, is where they received the service that they didn't like. And then the next thing they say is who did the service. So the stain still sticks to your business, right? And so having policies and procedures in place is important, and having it written down, which is all the more reason you guys have to interview even your booth renters. You got to ask them questions, guys, right? Do they even have enough clientele to be able to afford to pay the booth rent, right? What's their understanding of customer service? Because if they're treating clients nasty, whether you know it or not, each stylist that works in that salon, their clientele is affected by that one person who's out of order. Because your client in your chair, she may not say anything to you, but that may not be the environment that she chooses to be in. So it's important that you guys are interviewing your booth renters. Here's some things that you guys can do, right? That's going to up level you as a booth rent salon. That's going to take you a little beyond what most booth rental salons are offering. What harm would it be if you could afford it, right, to offer two training classes per year for your booth renters? I know that's like over the top. I know that's like too much, because they work for themselves. It's not my responsibility. But these are the two classes that I would include in working with me. These would be the amenities of renting a booth at my place. They will be offered 2 training classes a year. I would let them know that participation for the classes is necessary, because you can't have a class that no one's at. But I would definitely offer, as an amenity to renting a booth in my space, I would offer 2 classes, and one would be customer service. You guys don't hear me. One would be customer service, because people buy people first before they buy the product. They decide whether or not they like the person, right, before they ever get an opportunity to experience the product, the haircut, the weave, the color. And so having a customer service training class yearly, right, for even your booth rental salon would be important. That would be one of the pluses to working at my booth rental salon if I owned the salon again. The second class that I would offer every year, it would be included in them being a renter there, would be a skill set class, right? It would be a skill set class. Now, as a salon owner, you may not be the best at that skill set, or you may not be the best to explain customer service, but you guys can always bring someone in. There's a lot of educators, right, that are really good that would love to come to a salon of maybe 10 people and give a class, right? Let them know that twice a year they have access to 2 free salon training. Listen, if your staff is trained, right, well, they're not staff, but your booth renters are doing great work, it also reflects the salon, guys. These are little added things that you can add to the advantages of a booth renter working in your particular salon. The next thing, here's another one, guys. What if you had, the salon has one main line, right? And maybe this is Abstract's phone line, and then you have 10 workers working with you, and each one of them has a voicemail. So when a caller calls to the main salon line, they can go to any particular caller's voicemail that they like, and the booth renters have access to go and check those messages. These are just amenities, guys, that would make your booth rental salon favorable to those who would want to come and rent a booth, because you know, many times people are still looking for a team. Even though they're on their own, they're still looking for a team, right? And so all of this is helping to build a team and the reputation for your salon. And it's so difficult because with a booth rental salon, it's hard to create atmosphere. But one of the ways you can do that is definitely by interviewing your booth renters, right? And then having collective efforts of things that you guys do together, like training classes at least twice a year that you offer to them for free. And if you're really good at those particular services, then you don't have to pay anyone to come in to give those particular classes. You just make it known at the beginning of the contract, and then just let them know that participation to the classes is necessary in order to give the class, right? So those are 2 things that you guys can do to maintain and have a successful booth rental salon, because there are many booth rental salons who are struggling because people are going to salon suites, or they're just done with the industry, or they're going to JCPenney's. Mandatory. And I didn't say mandatory because they work for themselves as a booth renter. There but so many things that you can make mandatory. So that would have to be something that you would want to have your attorney look over, or you want to go maybe to the state board website to see if you can make training meetings mandatory for a booth renter, because that's kind of, you know, is kind of drawing the line. That's the only reason I didn't say mandatory, but I would express it to them when they're signing their booth rental contract, that, you know, you offer classes and we just ask for your participation. They're free. They help you up level who you are as a stylist. And one of the classes would always be customer service, and the other would be some type of skill set. Those are 2 things that I would do. So whether you know it or not, your coworker or your booth renter, right? Whether you're a booth renter yourself, or whether you're a salon owner of a booth rent setting, they affect you. Everybody in that place affects one another, because the customer is always watching the other renters. They're always watching the other renters. So you want to do everything that you can within guidelines as a booth rent salon owner to create some type of team effort. And guys, as far as the free training classes that you offer to the booth renter, check with your product companies and the manufacturing companies. You guys would be surprised. They'd be willing to do, most of their product knowledge classes are free. Did you guys know that? Most of the manufacturers, right, of your product company, Design Essential, whatever it is that you use, most of them are willing to come to your space and give a product knowledge class free. So that could be one of the classes that you offer to your booth renters, right? But definitely customer service and definitely some type of skill set. Those are the 2 that I would definitely do. So we want to make sure that we have policies and procedures. We have rules for walk-ins established and defined, and that you've expressed them. And not only did you express them, but you carry them out, right? So you still have to nip stuff in the bud. You still have to nip stuff in the bud, although they work for themselves. And guys, that's pretty much my take. I think those things are super major. I think it'll help you to run a successful booth rent salon. For those of you who are looking for new renters, those are just some ideas of some amenities and things that you can add to your offer, because now they have so many different options of where they can go, right? They're, you know, it's not like you're just interviewing them anymore. They're trying to see if they want to work with you, because they have so many opportunities to go to several different places. So you guys can definitely add things like 2 training classes a year in your options for your up and coming booth renters, and maybe a phone line where everyone has a voicemail that they can access. What do you guys think? I know it sounds like another expense, guys, but if you can keep your renters and it allows you to run your salon successfully and pay your rent instead of coming out of pocket, there are just some extra things that I feel are important for you to do. And we have to move out of the mindset, you know, that our booth renters you know, are only there to exchange money. They're only there to exchange money. If the owner is completely full, she can't take them next week, I don't understand why you wouldn't pass that client on to a booth renter who is helping to pay the bills. So guys, that's my take on today. For those of you who joined late, I had some free opportunities for those of you who are hairstylists and salon owners in the beauty industry. You can go back and catch the replay. One talks about our free, somebody say free, true and facts. Absolutely, John. Somebody put free in the comments. But when you go back to the beginning of the replay, it talks about our free webinar that we're having on Monday, March the 6th. I think it's either 8 or 8:30. You guys have to check the link, free. When you go, I want to teach you guys how to pay your booth rent, salon rent, or salon suite rent without picking up the flat iron, and that's through retailing. Effective ways to retail so that you can profit, so that you can stop spending the income and the money that you make from your clients. Hey Athena, how are you, dear? Free, absolutely. The money that you make behind the chair, you didn't open the booth rental salon to just pay bills. You opened it so that you can have another stream of income, right? And so you want to make sure that you're maximizing your efforts within your salon setting, whether it's booth rent or whether it's a salon where you have employees. And there's another free opportunity at the beginning of the broadcast as well for you to join the Mind Your Business group on Facebook. I only take a small amount of people every 90 days, and the 90-day session is about to end. And so you guys can get on the waiting list, but all of that information is at the beginning of the broadcast. I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you tap the screen if I helped your business at all today. Tap the screen for hearts to show love. Swipe up or right if you're on Periscope to share with another industry professional, salon owner, booth renter, and on Facebook, you guys can press the little share button on the left-hand side to share out to another industry professional. There is a way to have a successful booth rental salon, and sometimes you just got to up-level what you're offering as well. Okay, I appreciate you guys. Peace. Oh, thank you, John. I appreciate you so much, darling. I really do. I thank you guys for joining. Peace.